This bike is too new for aftermarket parts, so today I'm making my own. Behind me is a brand new 2026 KTM 990 RCR with 221 miles on it, and today I'm going to completely remove the exhaust silencer and make kind of a custom exhaust delete pipe. It could sound incredible or completely ruin the bike, but either way, we're about to find out. For those of you that watched my first impressions and initial review video on this bike, you know I absolutely am in love with this thing so far. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure you do. I'll put a link down in the description below. But even though I love this bike at this point, there is one thing that needs to be fixed, and that's this. Let's go ahead and give it a cold start here. Here we go. And now that we're warmed up a little, do a couple revs. So it does have a little snarl to it, especially for a Euro 5 Plus bike. The exhaust is okay, but we can definitely improve on that. There are some aftermarket exhaust system options available for these bikes kind of right now. You can pretty much pre-order them, but nobody really has these exhaust systems yet. One of them is going to be an Acra. It's going to be sold through KTM as a power part. Now with Acra, obviously we know it's going to be super high quality. That's why the OEM manufacturers use them, not only in the motorcycle world, but in the automotive world. But the reason why I don't want to go that route, even though it's being sold through KTM, which is going to be a good thing for warranty, is everybody's going to have it. I don't want something that everybody has. There's also an Austin Racing option that was just released a few days ago for pre-order. I've had good experiences with Austin Racing in the past. I had an Austin Racing on my Panigale V2. Absolutely love that exhaust. And I think what they've come up with for the 990 RCR is great. It's just not really for me. I'll discuss that with you in detail in a little bit, but there's some reasons why I didn't want to go that route either. Instead, I want to take this Speed Pro option originally designed for the Duke 990, and that is this one here. You can kind of see what I'm looking at. I want to do something really simple like this. This is one of the Austin Racing options. This is the slip-on undertail option. Now the reason why I didn't want to go with this, and this is not Austin Racing's fault, it's just how the bike's laid out. I don't like how they had to go up outside the swing arm, back under the tail, and then I also don't like how it's basically going to be a 2 into 1, back into 2. I just don't really like that. I think it's kind of messy. This is another option from Austin Racing. This is the version that deletes the under seat box. The full exhaust system from Austin Racing also looks exactly the same, but the reason why I didn't like this option, and it's not Austin Racing's fault, they're trying to keep up performance and keep the exhaust velocity where it needs to be with the pipe sizing, but look how small the pipe has to be, and then it increases in diameter up towards the exit there. I don't really like that. If you kind of step back, look how small that exhaust pipe looks. And I want to be clear, I'm not here to bash on anybody's taste or anything like that. I'm not here to bash on Austin Racing. I'm just sharing what my personal preference is, what my taste is. I just don't like that under seat exhaust, especially on a street bike where you have a tail light at the back and a license plate, turn signals. To me, it just gets a little bit busy back there. Even on the Ducatis, the wheelbarrow style exhausts are super popular, but I just don't like that look. I think it looks too busy with the two cans back there. Just my preference. I know a lot of people are going to love the Austin Racing setups, and that's fine. I know it's going to be a quality piece, but we're going to do something a little bit different here today. That was about as easy as it gets, but let's go ahead and weigh this just out of curiosity. I want to know what the stock silencer weighs. Completely off the ground there. 6 pounds, 10 ounces. So a little over 6.5 pounds. You guys can kind of see where I'm going with this. I'm probably gonna have to expand the end of the pipe there. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to expand the end quite a bit. Hopefully it'll stretch enough, but you can kind of get an idea of where I'm going with this project. Actually, before I spend a bunch of time making this piece, let's start it real quick without the silencer, just to kind of get a preview of what it's gonna sound like. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. That sounds pretty damn good. It's throaty. It's not too loud. The volume is about right for at least what I'm gonna be doing with this bike. I'm going to be using this bike for commuting and going to work and coming home late, road trips. So I don't want a real loud exhaust. This seems about right. It's at least good enough to continue with this project. Most of you that follow this channel probably know what this is. This is a exhaust expansion tool. All you do is these cones here, they just go inside the pipe and they expand it so you can slip it over whatever other pipe you're trying to put it on. I've got to stretch this thing quite a bit, so hopefully it doesn't tear, but we're gonna give it a shot here. Okay, so I did struggle a little bit getting the pipe expanded to the diameter that I needed. You've got to open it up pretty wide if you're using a 2-inch pipe. If you're doing this yourself, you want to kind of replicate this. You probably just want to go to an exhaust shop and have them expand it for you. They probably do it for you for 20 bucks. Right now it's the weekend for me, so no exhaust shops are really open today, but you can see this is kind of what I've got here. Very preliminary, but we have to do our slash cut on it and everything, but you can kind of get an idea of what we're thinking about doing here. And I do want to be clear, this is just a very early design. If this proof of concept ends up working out, meaning the exhaust, the volume is correct, I like the tone, the way the exhaust exits is not melting my shoe or anything like that. If this concept proves to be something that I like, I'll probably have my buddy, he's a fabricator, I'll have him make like a 2.0 or 3.0 version of this. You know, I was thinking maybe I could use like a conical shape exit, so the diameter will increase towards the exit of the exhaust there. Maybe that give it a little bit different look. Maybe we could put some mesh on the end. There's a bunch of different things that I kind of have in my mind, but you know, right now this is just very preliminary, and if it works out, we'll do a kind of new and improved version. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit, figure out our slash cut, and then hopefully it won't be long before we can start this thing back up. Of course, I'm not a fabricator, but this is what I was able to come up with after some filing and some fitting. I think it came out pretty good. I know some of you guys out there that are fabricators are probably gonna talk a bunch of shit. That's fine, but just kind of gives you an idea of what we're going for here. Just a little stub coming off the end there. Maybe I'll paint it black. I don't know yet. Again, this is very preliminary in this stage, but it looks like it's fitting up pretty good. We can move the angle to something more like that. We could do something, you know, more parallel to the ground, but that's pretty much what I got. So let's go ahead and throw the band clamp on and we'll start it up. I ended up not liking that brushed stainless look, so I sprayed a little bit of chassis black on there just for a little bit different look. You guys can see here. Okay, that's what I've got. Not bad, I don't think. I understand not everybody's going to like this. That's okay. But for me, it's a good solution for now. And without further ado, let's go ahead and start this up real quick. This is a cold start at this point. Okay, and now that we're warmed up a bit, let's get some revs in. All right, so let's take this thing for a ride just for a few minutes. I don't want to make the video 30 minutes long or anything like that. Let's go ahead and jump on, see how it sounds under load. Seems pretty throaty there. Make sure we're clear, a little bit of gravel in the road. Oh, nice little pops in between gears there. Sounds very guttural, sounds like it's really throaty. Almost reminds me of a like an old school AMG V8, something like that, where got some burbles coming down there as you're downshifting, which is pretty great. Not too loud though. Let's give it a little bit of throttle again. Very throaty. Has a similar tone to the stock exhaust, which makes sense because the cat's still there and the resonator box is still there. I'm gonna leave my visor open just so you guys can hear the exhaust a little bit better. I'm not gonna talk too much. There's those pops there. Even on the downshift, it's got a little pop. Very guttural. That's probably about 30% throttle there. Hopefully the audio is coming out good. Let's go through this tunnel here. Sounds pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and head back to the garage and do some final thoughts on this setup. And that is a silencer delete on a 2026 KTM 990 RCR. I like it. It's got a nice, deep, throaty sound. We have those pops in between shifts, which is pretty cool. The decel as well. You get some pops, but they're not real loud. They're pretty mute, they're pretty subdued. With the stock silencer, you also had those pops. It's just now that it's more pronounced, but at least for me, it's not annoying. So we'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to continue to test this. This setup works out pretty good for me because I didn't want to do anything, at least at this point, that messes with the catalytic converter, which would need a flash. Because this bike is not only a KTM, but it's very early in its release, I didn't want to do anything that would possibly cause a warranty claim denial. Again, this is the 1.0 version of this. I've got some other ideas in my mind, increasing the diameter of the pipe, using a pipe that's oval shaped or conical shaped, putting mesh on the end, trying to make it look a little bit more like the SC Project GP22 that's on my RSV4, something like that. I've got some other ideas in my mind that would delete the resonator box, which is that thing there. And then that way, if we were to do that, we can kind of come straight off the cat there and just have a little bit different design, but we'll have to see. I've got this all in my mind kind of playing out as I test this product. I'm going to jump back on this 990 RCR, continue my break-in miles. I've got a little less than 400 miles to go before that first service. I'm gonna try to get through that as quick as possible so we can really ring this thing out. I'm also working with a gentleman on Instagram. I think his handle is Stevo G. Lee. And we're seeing if the Eurospec KTM 1390 turn signals will work on these 990s so we can get rid of these huge US spec ones. We want to kind of keep it OEM plus looking, so we're going to see if that is going to work. So far, it looks like it will. I think he's gonna send those signals out to me tomorrow. So hopefully by the time this video publishes, I'll actually have them and I can post on Instagram to confirm that they do actually work. But whether you like what I did today or you don't, I hope you at least enjoyed a part of this video. And if you did, if you feel like I earned it, please hit the subscribe, hit the like, check out the coupon codes and affiliate links down below. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, see you on the next one.